Recently, Lee from All About One with Lee Mooring asked for a video on travel insurance because he never knows when to add it to his trips. By the way, if you're looking for inspiration and practical teachings to help you reach your God-given potential, go check out his channel. He's got some great information to help you on your journey. The short answer about travel insurance is that it covers you in case of trouble while traveling, which makes it a worthwhile investment, especially if you can't afford to lose the money you've invested in your vacation. But like any insurance, the plans are not one size fits all, and it helps to know what is covered and what isn't covered so you can make better decisions. To help you to do that, today I'm going to discuss some of the things that are typically covered by travel insurance and some of the things that are not. Keep in mind though, there are different levels of coverage, so none of the things in this list should be considered a guarantee, and you should always review the details of a policy to include the fine print. If you find this information valuable, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe because I make weekly videos just like this one where I'm sharing travel tips and you're not going to want to miss them. Also, if you have a topic you'd like for me to discuss in a future video, leave me a note in the comments and I'll see what I can do to help. Let me start off by saying, if you lose your job or things get crazy at work and your boss will no longer allow you to take vacation, then you would be covered and your travel insurance would reimburse you for your expense if you paid to date. And if you get relocated by your job and that relocation would cause you not to be able to travel, you'd be covered for this also. And for my business owners, if your business is vandalized or robbed, most travel insurance plans consider this a justifiable reason for canceling your trip, and therefore you would be covered as well. Now, if for some reason you need to change the dates of your trip, your travel insurance will reimburse you for any fees the airlines may charge for making that change. However, if you win a trip or pay for your trip using points, you're probably not going to be covered for these. Another thing that's pretty standard with travel insurance is injury or illness that is disabling enough to make you cancel your trip. It would also cover you if you have to interrupt your trip and return home for an illness or injury. And this would apply if it's you, your spouse, your travel companion, business partner, or a family member. But the injury or illness would need to be confirmed by a doctor, so be mindful of that. Now, if you have a covered illness or injury, but the nearest medical facility can't provide the care that you need, the necessary transportation to the nearest hospital or appropriate medical facility would also be covered under your travel insurance plan. What's generally not covered is pre-existing medical conditions. If you have a condition that requires regular treatment or medication, and you need said treatment or medication while you're traveling, you're probably not going to be covered for it. If you're pregnant and have complications while you're traveling, travel insurance normally doesn't cover this either. And if you injure yourself due to an alcohol or drug-related incident, I'm sorry, but you would not be covered. Of course, you should always be careful about the amount of alcohol you consume while traveling just for your general safety. But I guess that's a whole nother conversation. And likewise, if you participate in an extreme activity like bungee jumping or hang gliding, you won't be covered unless you pay extra for this type of coverage. Another thing that is typically covered is lost, damaged, or stolen luggage. Also, if your luggage is delayed, you'd be covered for this as well. And covered in this case means you'd be reimbursed, so you'd need to be prepared to replace your items up front and then file your claim later. However, you won't be covered if you're careless with your luggage and leave it unattended or leave it in a rental car. And if you have lost or stolen cash, you won't be covered for that either. Travel insurance does protect against natural disasters like an earthquake, flood, fire, volcanic eruptions, but only if these events have already happened and are severe enough to ruin your trip. You can also be covered for other sudden or unforeseen weather events. However, you cannot buy travel insurance and expect to be covered when a storm has already been named or a warning has already been issued. And if you get to your destination and the weather keeps you from participating in some of your planned activities, you won't be covered for this either. But if you travel to a country and there is a terrorist attack in or around that destination, and it has been deemed an act of terror by the government, your travel insurance should cover you. But insurance companies establish their own windows in which the trip and the attack must coincide, so you definitely want to do your research on this one, especially if you're traveling to a place where you could be in danger of an uprising. And of course, we have to talk about pandemics. In the past, pandemics were not covered by travel insurance. But for the most part, travel insurance policies now treat COVID-19 like any other medical emergency. but you should read the policies carefully and look out for those that exclude pandemics, COVID-19, and its variants. Please keep in mind, these are just a few of the general guidelines. Individual coverage can vary quite a bit depending on your background, how much you want to pay, who your insurer is, and where you're traveling. To get the best value for your money, comparison shopping is the best way to go. And don't forget to read the fine print. Until next week, stay safe and remember, travel is life.